It's a real contentious situation. And it was on 420 of all days. Come on, guys. Chill out. But
Big Naturals Day.
Big Naturals Day.
I thought it was 421.
Yeah. Shout out at Cradrian.
Yeah, we don't even know our own day for Big Naturals.
No, it's 420.
It's 420? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Wes, pause real quick on the DeSantis.
It is.
Let's sidebar about this, about Big Naturals Day. I think it's important.
Okay.
Do we really want to go up against an existing holiday, or we want to have our own day?
I think it's all about celebrating things that are natural. So was my
just a lot of competition. You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to episode 931 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, April 28th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, Pat has a cup of coffee. What's that?
Real quick.
Oh,
you said episode 931. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
69 episodes till 1,000.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Very nice.
That is nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Well, on this nice day, Pat has a cup of coffee in the big time full of Alec Baldwin and Ron DeSantis. After that, Mark's got a real peach.
Yeah, she's a real peach,
Okay.
Yeah.
Something
She's
like
something.
that. Yeah. I've got a stormy TikTok international moment in the 3-hole, and Wes has a tragic power of Cigs to
right.
close things out today.
So we'll end depressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
That's right, Mark.
All right. Send them out on a low note.
It's freaking sick.
It's Thursday.
I mean, I could slide to last for sure. We want to do that. We want to end on a positive vibe.
I mean, usually, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I've got a
Thursday.
mystery.
It's all
I've got a
good, man.
mystery.
Okay.
Hey, who got into the Her Depp trial yesterday? It was mostly like taped testimony.
Who watched it? Yeah.
Did anyone watch?
No.
Man,
I was buying a replacement chair for myself because
I
I
heard you
broke
got a
my
lazy
chair.
boy.
Yeah, there's all they had left at the Costco. I wanted the gaming chair, but all they had was the lazy boy. Which I mean, that's a great set. I mean, if you're, you shoot for, they say you shoot for the stars, you land on the moon or whatever, right?
Nice.
So
Yeah.
It's a nice looking chair.
Did you already put it together?
No. I'm sitting in this rickety old piece of shit.
Tell me how hard it is, because I need a new one too, and that's probably what I'm going to go with as well, if it's not too complicated.
To put
Wes
together
is
is your concern, or
no? He's talking
or
about
the
his
firmness?
backbone. Yeah, he's got a very sensitive
He said
backbone.
complicated.
Yeah,
No.
some chairs are more complicated than others.
I thought he was talking about his soft tushy.
That's what he should be talking
His
about.
little tushy.
Well,
Well,
I know it's nice because I've sat in it before. I just
We
don't
all know how small
what a
Wes's
pain in the
buns
dick
are.
it is. They are.
He does have a little
Small
butt.
Buns West, they used to call me.
my chair right now feels like I'm just sitting on like a strap of plastic. I just feel like I'm,
Like a prison bench.
yeah, like I've worn out every single piece of cushion in this thing.
The metal gave out on mine today, so I'm in a kitchen chair. We got chair problems over here at Hard Factor.
Jesus.
That's
Wow.
for sure. I mean, it was cheap
Wow.
Chinese metal to begin with.
We are a chair's worst nightmare.
Uh-huh. Oh,
You can
fuck
see the broken one behind me just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's like just
We
Raise
walk
your
into
hand
a-
if you got a graveyard of chairs.
We walk into a chair store and the chairs
on
start
camera.
quivering.
Yeah. the salesman just perks up.
Yeah. Repeat customer.
Yeah.
These guys definitely need new chairs.
Yeah.
Hey
don't
man,
wanna
don't
get too,
scare
sir.
the chair. All right, let's do the news, man.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Hell yeah. Got a fun one for you. This is interesting. It's Disney related because we're going to talk about Disney and Ron DeSantis and the battle that's going on down there. But an estimated 1.65 million with an M sunglasses have been lost at Disney World since it opened. 1.6 million sunglasses. What do you think they're doing with
I
all
believe
those
it.
sunglasses, guys?
Wearing them.
Charity?
Selling them.
I don't know. There's an average of 210 pairs turned in every day.
Oh,
at
I mean, it
Boston
makes
Con.
sense. I mean, I lose sunglasses every time I go on vacation, every single time.
But
For
it's-
sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, but some of those sunglasses must be expensive. I imagine.
Oh,
Is it
for
like
sure.
is it perk though? Like, if you work at Disney, you always got some fresh shades on because you're.
Yes.
I think for sure this should
Well,
give
yeah.
employees.
Don't you
first crack at it.
recognize those guys on there that are pushing the ride buttons always have fresh shades on?
Yeah, they're
Look,
wearing
next
your
time
glasses.
you go, look at them. Yeah.
Yeah, they get like a pair of Oakleys with the straps on the
Yep.
on the
Mhm.
back. It's a Florida Man classic. The Lost and Found also collects 6,000 cell phones, 3,500 cameras. Guess how many hats each year? Hats
Each year, hats
More
25,000.
than sunglasses.
That's pretty good. More than sunglasses? I don't know,
No.
Mark. What's 210 a day times 365?
I can't do that math.
Oh,
That's
He can
insane.
watch it.
Almost 8,000, I'd say.
There, that's all I needed.
or
It's
80,000.
It's way more than that. It's 18,000 hats or less, depending on how good the math is. 18,000 hats a year. There you go.
Okay.
You guys want to talk about the battle for Florida, or do you guys want to talk about the new stuff off the Alec Baldwin shooting first? Your call.
Florida. It was almost 80,000, 77,000. It's close.
Florida.
Really?
one Florida.
77,000.
77,000 is 210 times 365. yeah.
Okay.
I knew
So
he could
not
do it.
nearly as many
That's
as,
close.
as how many phones, Pat, did you say?
6,000 a year.
Poor souls losing the whole phone.
And you're
I
a
almost
real
lost
idiot.
my phone
if you can't
last
find
time
your
I was
phone.
at it. I had one of those things around my neck with that it was like the waterproof packs, you know? And
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
my cell phone around my neck, and we went on a ride, and it almost flew entirely off of my neck. I caught it
no.
in midair at Busch Gardens in Virginia.
Was that scary, Wes?
Yeah, well, I almost lost my phone. That would have sucked.
Oh,
Yeah. What'd you say when you got off the ride? What was
Heart
the first
skipped
thing
a
you
beat.
said?
I don't know. It was
Did
a
you
really,
see that?
it was a fun
It was a
ride.
close
I was
call.
like- yeah, I said, Cam, I almost lost my
Did you see
almost
that?
lost my phone, buddy.
To a stranger?
We wouldn't have been able to get funnel cakes because I have on my
Wes is
wallet.
looking for somebody to dap him up on the grab.
There goes the funnel cakes.
Looking at the pictures. And maybe it got me mid catch.
It's my wallet and my phone.
I know
combos, dude.
I know it didn't happen. I'm going to tell someone that I almost lost it. I think they should know. Sir? Let's talk about amusement parks. Guys, you may have been hearing some things about Ron DeSantis, who's the governor of Florida, revoking a special tax status or something that Walt Disney Company enjoyed.
Yeah, they got rid of God mode or whatever.
Something
it
like
was.
that,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Around its
Well,
Florida
they
resorts.
they used to be able to set all their own like local rules and laws and municipalities and stuff.
But-
Like they have their own police force and all that stuff.
We
I
did
think.
hear from some locals in the Discord, our boy Kevin Nash, shout out Kevin Nash, that if you lived like anywhere near Disney, you weren't paying property taxes. You were paying, Disney was taking care of taxes for you. So now DeSantis has increased everyone's property taxes by like 200%.
Maybe.
No,
Maybe.
the locals are saying yes.
If you
Boys.
live right by Disney.
Yes.
Boys, if that was the case, maybe I wouldn't be maybe doing the story, maybe not. You better
Okay.
listen up. Better listen up because, the special tax status. We'll kind of went over what it was, specifically related to the resorts. And I don't know, man. It's just like not sure why DeSantis wanted to do this to the mouse, but maybe it was the Don't Say Gay bill. I don't know. Disney guys resorts sit on a 40 square mile area called Reedy Creek, which is like a special tax district, as I was saying, in Orlando. And that's allowed Disney to operate as a self-governing entity since its inception. And it's essentially like a sovereign nation, right? They have all of
It's like
their
a
own-
reservation.
It's like the Vatican.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
funny you say that about the Vatican because Disney historian Richard Fogelsong and the author of the book Married to the Mouse, Walt Disney World in Orlando said, quote, "I call it a Vatican with mouse ears."
That's
Right.
what it is. It's exactly what it
disturbing.
is. Yeah.
They
Molest
tried
kids
to
too.
Exactly.
Yes,
It's a
very
disturbing
similar.
comparison, really.
very similar. They tried to introduce this in Nevada recently, and they were calling it innovation zones, where if you
Mm.
met like certain criteria,
yeah.
gave enough money, to like did enough business that they would just let you be your own
I remember that.
country. Yeah, but I think it got like shot down because it
Yeah.
was it was so like obviously going to lead to horrible corruption.
I mean, and,
Yeah.
I mean that's usually where that stuff
Molestation.
goes. But this is old school. I mean, I guess this is like 55 years old. This has been going on, and
Well,
so
Walt Disney got what he wanted,
Walt gets what he wants, guys.
Yeah,
But this is insane.
yeah.
Own utilities, own infrastructure, own building codes. They can grow and expand at will. And as Will touched on, they have their own police force and their fire department, which essentially means that
Yeah,
there's
you
more
kinda
than
have to.
there's more than a handful of people who've been abused by Disney police, right? There's just no way with their own police force.
Well, they have their own courts, right, and stuff like
Right.
that.
You're getting off every time
I mean,
you try
like,
yourself, right?
Get your old ugly gold bricking ass out of Disneyland, Lebowski.
Well, now Stapo.
It definitely stops you from getting sued a lot, like that. And I think that's what people worried about with like the innovation zones when they were trying to bring them to Nevada, was that you could have like a horrible injury on the job, but if it happens like on your little country, you know, whatever,
It's a lot of
what you say goes.
How about we forget about this whole molestation thing and you never bring it up again for 4 free passes to Disney next year?
Right.
It's a lot of that.
I mean, are you telling me that in the
You want to meet Mickey?
the late 70s, if you were
Staying on
caught
site.
fucking around at Disneyland with like when a certain sheriff was in power, that you weren't going to get your fucking head knocked in at Disney? I mean, you were, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you act
Drunk
like a
with
jackass,
power.
yeah.
Yeah, drunk with power. Anyway, back to the DeSantis feud in the Texas guys. DeSantis has that "Don't Say Gay" bill, and Disney didn't back him up. They said it was stupid, and DeSantis was like, "Well, I'll pull your special tax status."
They only said it after he had already like signed it, which was very strange. It was
Correct,
a weird
yeah.
song and dance.
They came out after people were like, "Why didn't you come out and argue this, Disney?" They're like, "Right, okay, shit."
Like, okay, now we're
Yeah,
against
yeah.
it. DeSantis is like, okay, well now your laws are gone.
Yeah, DeSantis said, "Well, now you fucked up.
Yeah.
Now you fucked up. Now
Now you're not the Disney Kingdom. You're just
Now you
Disney.
done fucked up.
Right, you fucked up now." So he set up a special session to pass 3 bills, one of which being the dissolution of the special tax status. Also set up the Stop Woke Act. Don't even know what that is. Don't want to know.
Hilarious name.
Anyway, the special session went real smooth, guys.
The Asleep Act.
Yeah.
So, like what? Like what?
Yeah, I'm sure it's very.
If you see someone being woke, you approach them and scream at them to
Well,
stop.
it's like that word's not going to last forever. Like in 100 years, people are going to be like, "What the fuck is
What does
woke?"
that even mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. DeSantis is like he's checking all the boxes
Used
to
to
get that
back in
base
the '90s, we just used to just call it being gay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, you don't.
That guy's acting gay.
I don't like the way
It'll be a
you're
different
woke
term.
looking at
It'll
me.
be a different term in 20 years.
Exactly. It changes and evolves.
Yeah.
So you can't. I mean, the woke thing. It's just so ridiculous to legislate something.
Yeah,
Stop
to make
it.
it a bill with that word, that buzzword in there. Yeah.
Guys, it stopped. That's for sure. This special session, they buzzed through these three passages and votes. Here's how it went. It was kind of a shit show. This is just a taste.
By Senator Bradley, Senate Bill 4C, a bill to be entitled an act relating to independent.
Who's yelling when what?
Pretty much all the Democrats.
Huh.
I couldn't make out what they were yelling.
Representative Fine, you're recognized to explain your bill.
Oh, this is nuts.
There's a protesters in there, yeah.
Yeah.
It goes on like that for about 14 minutes, just like that. So there was one particular bill. I think it
Sounded
could've
like
been-
a wrestling tournament.
It did. It did. Well, that's a good point. Like the echo, it sounds like a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been one of the redistricting bills. Like I know there was woke. There was one I couldn't identify, and then there was the redistricting one with Disney, which I guess one of those the Democrats were saying was minimizing black voting, something along those lines. So they might have been yelling at, but it was a real contentious situation, and it was on 420 of all days. Come on, guys. You know,
Oh.
chill out. But
Big Naturals Day.
big naturals day.
I thought it was 421.
Oh yeah. Shout out at Cradrian.
Yeah, we don't even know
yeah,
our own
Nigeria.
day for big.
No, it's
naturals.
420.
It's 420. Okay.
I mean, Wes, pause real quick on the DeSantis.
It is. It
let's
is.
let's
420.
sidebar about this about Big Naturals Day. I think it's important.
Okay.
Do we really want to go up against an existing holiday, or we want to have our own day?
I think I think it's all about celebrating things that are natural. So it was my
Just a
thought.
lot of
From
competition.
the ground.
Yeah.
Well, also
Yeah.
maybe inhibitions are a little lower on 420, so maybe big
That's
naturals come out more.
And also, they are all females, the good ones that you're smoking.
The buds.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So
they are
also-
big naturals.
I'm just gonna hurt our merch game though. Like,
I think it's a great pairing.
True, but big news. It is.
It's a
speaking of pairs,
fantastic pair.
potential big news. We might be
Steak
able
and
to.
wine.
We might be able to get it to be an official day as well as Hard Factor Day. We've made some headway.
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
National Day
talk with someone.
Oh,
organizations.
right. I feel like those are just like telemarketers that are like,
Mm.
hey,
No, I think what happens
But
is
we'll
Wes
see.
bought a star. Did you guys hear?
it's like that.
see.
But I think what happens is like you basically just pay this company and then they fill out the paperwork correctly and then it goes
Mhm.
through.
I mean,
So I
look,
think we're about
like
to
a
buy
patent.
Big Naturals Day and buy Hard Factor
Oh,
Day.
I'll be honest, guys. The way the internet works, right? We've read a lot of days on this show that probably use this same service. So
yes,
right.
That's
whatever
right.
we can do. Let's consider 421. Unless you already filled the paperwork out. Did you already do it?
No, it's 420, Pat. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's just it's a lot of competition. It's like
Pat's
setting your new holiday up on
420
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's December 25. That's sorry, no
Listen.
budge in there.
You're not seeing the big picture here is the problem.
No, I see
Literally.
See what you're saying.
I have no problem bringing more fun on the 420. That's for sure.
All right. Okay. Let's get back to the taxes. Take that, mouse, DeSantis said. Yeah, who cares that your park is literally the biggest tourist attraction in the state? It employs 463,000 Floridians, generates 5.8. Yeah, it's nuts.
that's absurd.
It's absurd. $5.8 billion a year in state tax revenue, and literally covered the entire state education and construction maintenance budget with its annual $409 million in sales tax in 2018. I'm guessing like DeSantis is thinking Florida will cover that gap by what it saves on books, right? But no, like it's insane.
He's still going to tax them.
It's insane how much money they generate. Well, no, my point is don't piss them off. My point is they're a fucking juggernaut that formed the state. If you walked up to 10 people on the street, randos, Family Feud style, and said, what do you think of when you think of Florida? Disney World.
Dude, if Disney got pissed off DeSantis and shut down Disney World, it would fuck Florida so badly.
They ain't going anywhere.
When you go overseas, when you go to like a big airport like Heathrow, London Heathrow, whatever, they'll have like a couple U.S. cities. Guess what one of them is always? Orlando. Right. Orlando is literally a world destination, and it's a shithole, and it's because Disney exists there.
Yeah,
I agree. It's absolutely fucking nuts.
Disney could fucking ruin Florida.
Flights are always so cheap to Orlando too. It feels like that's why there's like a lot of Europeans that travel
like
there.
Vegas.
Yeah,
yeah. It's like Vegas. Like it's like New York, LA, Vegas, and Orlando. Those are like the 4 cities that you can get to from like any European country.
It's absolutely nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
That number, Mark, that 400,000, that includes seasonal workers too.
Okay, because that's a lot.
It's a fuck ton. It's a fuck ton of people.
DeSantis feels probably like their footprint is so big that they're not going to really change much.
But my point is, you don't fuck with the guy that's making your lunch anyway.
Right.
Look, guys, it turns out DeSantis's bill doesn't have any teeth because based on the agreement that Disney signed with Florida back, I guess, 55 years ago, if you read the fine print, and Disney did, Disney owes about $1 billion of bond debts to the state of Florida. And as long as those bond debts are outstanding and Disney has the right to pay them at the rate that they've predetermined, the state can't change the way that Disney does business, which means they can't actually do anything related to their special tax status. Now, they could pass new legislation changing some of the laws, right, to force that to essentially change the situation with the bond debt protection. But that would mean that the $1 billion would get handed over to the taxpayers of Orange and Osceola counties. So straight up, that's who would be paying the $1 billion that Disney currently owns the state. So nothing's happening. Ain't shit happening. Disney released a statement essentially saying, fuck off, here's the law. But DeSantis didn't seem to give a shit. And yesterday, a private letter from DeSantis to Walt Disney Corporation was leaked. And it showed that DeSantis is absolutely not backing down. Here's a little bit from the letter, guys. Where did I put that? I just had it. It was, here you go. It says, Mouse, I think it's safe to say that you now understand I wasn't bluffing. If you and the subjects of your, quote, magical kingdom want to continue to enjoy the special status offered to Reedy Creek Improvement District by the Sunshine State, I suggest you read this very carefully. I think the Florida men and Florida women who make up my constituents would feel a lot more comfortable, thereby making me more comfortable, if the following characters were to go on an extended vacation from the park, the state of Florida, and Disney canon as a whole. If it's the dollar you value, then Disney's days of being a sanctuary city for immoral cartoon characters are over. Your move. And then there's a list of who he wants gone to stop fucking with Disney. At the top, Jafar, absolutely.
Yeah, he's too LGBT.
Yeah, he's number one. Jafar was actually underlined.
Yeah.
The clock and the candlestick, Timon or Pumbaa, and there's an open parentheses together. I guess on their own, they don't mess around. But when you get those boys together, Ursula's on there. It says bashful, and then open parentheses midget. I think he meant dwarf.
Right.
Scar, Elsa. the Slinky dog from Toy Story.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the San Franciscan bear from Inside Out. I didn't know that one.
Oh.
But DeSantis is saying, get these guys out of here, and I'll quit messing with you, Disney. Your move, mouse.
Get these queer cartoons out of here.
Get them out. Get them out.
I feel bad about my Orlando being a shithole. It's not a shithole. Just compare. It's not Paris, France, and it gets the same amount of tourism because of Disney. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
No,
like, I have a
Orlando's
family
like
that
a
lives in
swamp.
Orlando. I mean, it's like, it's okay.
We did that one spring break there. It was horrible. It's
okay.
Disney. It's Disney.
It's like one of the few places in Florida that's not near a beach.
Right.
But,
All of Florida is magical in its
Yeah.
own way.
We
But
love Florida.
some of it is more enjoyable to some of us who love beaches, you know.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sane ones.
Disney's
Anyway.
the breadwinner in Florida.
Ain't nothing happening with Disney, but the woke bill is passed. And I mean, like,
But they're both just going to be back and forth on this. It's just like,
it seems nuts to me to fuck with the top dog in the state, but I don't know. DeSantis is doing it.
I mean, whatever. It's like, it's probably maybe half of it's just to stay in the headlines for DeSantis. Who knows? I mean,
Could be. Let's move on, guys.
or all of it.
We're going to watch this video here that was posted on our social media yesterday. I want to get y'all's take on it. Obviously, if you were checking our socials, at Hard Factor News on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Footage from the shooting that took place on the set of the film Rust back in October that involved Alec Baldwin. He shot Helena Hutchins, who was the director of photography, killing her, and then wounded Joel Souza, the director. Police body cam of the incident right after.
Pretty intense shot. He almost killed 2 people with 1 bullet.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
If you didn't follow the story, to bring you up to speed, Baldwin is claiming that the gun went off. There was live ammunition in the pistol, of which there should have not been. It was a rehearsal. The actual footage of
maybe it was a ghost.
Yeah, him pulling the trigger or not pulling the trigger, the gun going off, was released too, which is nuts. I mean, like, it's absolutely sad.
Because wasn't he saying that he didn't have his finger on the trigger, that it just went off?
He's saying he cocked it. I'll read his statement here in a minute.
He's full of shit. Yeah.
But point
He
being,
pulled the trigger and admitted to the police on the scene he was holding the gun.
Right.
Squeezed it.
But he shouldn't have had it in his hand in the first place. He was a producer on the movie. The footage is nuts. But we talked about this a little bit when this story happened about the armorer. And that's what I want to focus on with this clip, man, because the Baldwin stuff, we know that. We'll get to it. But this armorer, man, this is just fucking nuts to me, dude. Like, we had heard that this girl was inexperienced. We'd heard that her father was an armorer and got her in the biz. This is a lower budget film, right?
Right.
Not pro guys. But that's also not true. Like, Dave Halls, I think it is, the director of photography. I'm sorry, the assistant director, the guy that runs the set. He's like 55. He's been around. I'm looking at these grips. These are guys that you see on like big shows because, they're older, they're experienced. This armorer was young.
But low budget, you have like a mixture. You have a few people like that, and then you have like friends of family or whatever, and friends of friends, and
sure.
So it just depends, It's like and it sounds like it was like an indie film, right?
Her dad was an armorer, right? Or
yes.
armor. Like her dad was like a classic, like he was like retiring, and he got her in the biz basically.
I'm just referring to the level of skill on a movie set.
Well, this was like a favor for her dad. Her dad's like the man, and so she got her daughter a nice job.
It wasn't a super indie. It wasn't kids. These are grown adult professionals on this show. It's more than $1 million movie for sure. Let's watch the clip. You're going to hear some of the things. It's the officer, right? It's because it's his body cam who's on scene first, going into the church, checking things out. And then he goes and talks to the armor. And that's where most of the clip is. And this woman is saying some shit that, like, it's the last thing you want to hear from the armor, who's supposed to be one of the most organized people on set. Here we go.
Huh? We went through on her. Everybody stops what they're doing right now. This is a crime scene.
Yes.
Okay, everybody stops what they're doing, and I need the film secured by whoever's in charge of. Where is it?
The shooters.
I need to know where the gun's at right now. How do I know this is a gun?
That's the gun.
That's the armor.
Do you have those rounds I gave you?
What?
They're on the cart. Are they?
I don't know.
Who would you give them to?
I gave them back to you.
I gave.
Oh jeez. Oh, she's
got
panicking.
like green and purple hair.
Oh, she's panicking.
Yeah, so she's realizing she put like live rounds like on the cart with the gun.
There's the rounds here.
Okay.
Yeah, she put them in the
rounds here.
There should. Okay. No.
Just relax.
I'm so scared.
You're all right. Just relax.
So here's the box that I got them out of.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she's realizing what she's done.
Right there.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
relax.
basically responsible
I
for
just need
somebody's
you
death
to, I just need you to relax.
indirectly.
She's like
Just relax.
the villain in an Agatha Christie novel.
Dude.
Well, I mean, Baldwin,
Right, but like because
he hired her. He's
had
the
she meant to
executive
do it,
producer.
it's like a whodunit. Like she in the game of Clue or Agatha Christie, the armorer put the real bullets on the thing. you know
Right.
what I
So
mean?
she's
Right.
about as organized as like a 16-year-old boy who drinks too much. Like
Right, but
like,
it's
where did
his
I put
set,
it?
right?
She's
It's
like an
Baldwin's
ADD kid.
set.
It's not Baldwin's set. You keep saying that. He got a producer credit on
I
it
He was the
because
think
executive
it came
producer,
from
he
here.
starred in the film. He pulled the trigger.
but you don't want. My point is like the last.
I think the
thing you
two of
wanna
them
hear-
are both. I'd say 50-50. Baldwin and this idiot.
Right. It seems
armorer.
like between those two being completely
100%,
aloof
yeah.
and terrible at their jobs, this terrible tragedy transpired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame on both the armorer and Baldwin. Yeah.
That's horrible, dude. So the assistant director was the guy who was like, no, I gave the bullets back to you.
To you, yeah.
But-
to
yeah,
remember,
no,
you,
and I thought
you're the
I-
person I'm supposed to. The armorer.
She's like, I
Everybody's
thought I
pointing
took
at
him
each
out
other.
of this.
like-
Yeah, I thought
It's
I
a
gave him
Mexican
back to you.
standoff.
Yeah.
But my point
Assistant
is,
director Alec Baldwin and the armor are like, no, they did it.
well,
It's
but
like,
my point
okay.
is that, like, Baldwin, the argument I guess is that he was a producer in the movie. That was a credit he got. But you should never put a hot gun in an actor's hand, period. But it's just like, it just blows my fucking mind that girl saying, where is it? Is it these?
Right.
Is it those? Is it these? Is it those? Like
she
that's
realized you saw her realize that she did put the bullets on the
Right.
thing.
but that's
right?
literally the
Yeah.
point of the armor, is to have someone that does the exact opposite of that type of, is it these, is it those? I know
Right.
exactly where the gun is, what's hot, what's not, which bullets are good, which aren't. That's my
Yes.
whole entire job.
It's like you had one job. Thing,
Oh my God,
But you
dude.
blew it. You had one
Right.
job. You're the
It's like Will said,
armorer.
They
Yeah.
cut costs. They didn't hire a pro armor. That they
Yeah.
cut costs, and that's
Yeah,
where
it
they
was a
cut it, and they got fucked.
It was her
for
second ever gig, and
Yeah.
definitely her biggest gig, and she fucked it. She
Yeah.
fucked it up.
Yeah,
Bald-
I mean, it's a complete tragedy.
Yeah.
It just has always been what it was from the start. A tragedy that was created by negligence.
I'm gonna
of a
go
bunch of
out. I'm gonna
morons.
go ahead and say
Mhm.
it. I don't think she's cut out for the armorer business.
No,
No.
I'd say that's the case, guys. Baldwin said,
like a barista.
Baldwin said,
Yeah,
I
Baldwin
take
may want to cool it on the producing too, and the
it's
I think
it's
he's done
industry
producing
standard
gun-
at his
and
level.
the gun movies, the
industry
wild
standard.
westerns.
Industry standard at his level. They give him a bump and a producer credit.
Smoke. Baldwin stars in Smoking Gun.
Baldwin said, I take the gun out slowly. I turn. I cock the pistol. Bang! It goes off. Hutchins hits the ground. She goes down. Sousa goes down screaming. Last week, the New Mexico workplace safety regulators.
What style of gun was it, Pat?
It was like a very long
Revolver?
six shooter. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was a
in a
revolver.
revolver, you can look inside the chamber and see probably what.
He thought they were blanks though, or
Oh,
something.
Yeah,
so
but I
there's
mean,
a,
you can
there's a
tell
certain
by-
type of
based on
load. Will,
sight.
there's a certain type of false load that they
Yeah.
do that it's a bullet. It's
Right.
It
just-
looks
it's
like a
absolutely
bullet,
prop.
but it's a
Yeah.
cap.
It's not even a cap.
Okay.
It doesn't even fire. Like it's just literally for when the camera's looking down.
Yeah, so it's just a fake bullet.
I don't want to start rumors, but did you see Baldwin? I think he was probably drinking. You know, he's going.
He was
through
a
the-
mess on set too.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
looked
there's
like
lot
a
of
mess
testimony
right,
about
when
that.
they
I mean,
started
it's
interviewing him.
just-
He's got the.
It's a mess. It's a
She
mess.
just killed
It
him.
looks like he just. I
Tragedy.
know, but it looks like he
Tragedy.
give me a gun, whatever. I'll pull the trigger. I'm sure there's no bullets in it. There's no way, right? Boom, shoots him.
Right,
It's
we got this
tragedy.
barista over here. She's,
Yeah.
That's right.
do you want a coffee and a gun, Baldwin? Mr. Baldwin.
Well, it's so sad because they didn't skimp on the one role of her, right? Because she was like, people said that she was like an up and coming cinematographer, right? Or,
oh no, not
Yeah.
that, guys. I want to make this really
Apparently
clear.
she's
Yeah,
doing a
There were
good job.
pros on this movie. There were absolute pros on this movie. There's
So
no
they
doubt
didn't
about
skimp
it.
on her. And so it's like that's
They didn't
super
skip
sad.
on a
It's
lot of
tragic.
positions.
I
I
mean,
think
it's-
this was a combination of like not getting the best because of the budget and her dad being the armor. I think it's a combo.
I
of
think
those
in a
two things.
Western, you'd want to get a good armorer.
Yeah, 100%.
You think they also wouldn't have live rounds anywhere on the set for any reason?
Right.
Exactly, Thompson.
Right.
But the thing is, they were fucking hunting at lunch. So
Right, I know.
Right.
Hunting rabbits and shit.
Which was like the vibe of the set, which was like the vibe of the producers.
Yeah, drinking whiskey and
Like-
hunting.
yeah, I think
Okay.
that'll fly. I mean, I'm only the armor.
Really getting
yeah.
the role.
Guys, New Mexico workplace safety levied its highest fine possible, $136K against the film. There's 5 lawsuits filed, including a wrongful death by Hutchins' family against Baldwin. The movie's other producers, the suit on behalf of the widower, Matt Hutchins, and his 9-year-old son alleges, quote, callous disregard in the face of safety complaints on set. And yeah, real sad guys.
Right, there were a lot of complaints.
Hey,
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of bad like hearsay about what was going
Foresight
on
to this. Yeah.
There's also a lot of literal film of the incidents. You know, like they got it all on tape.
Yeah, the cop was savvy to say, "Give me
Shut
the
it
film
down.
right now."
Yeah,
Right. Somebody could have trashed it.
Yeah. They scraped text messages. There were 2 other incidents on set before this that they found out. Anyway, guys, how financially would you say that we are as a group generally?
Bad, poor, awful.
Yeah.
As good as that girl is in armoring.
Abysmal. Yeah.
Most of my stock tips I get from looking at the sky.
They could take so many videos of any of us after having lost money on a stupid investment. We would look exactly like her, being like
realizing how bad our investment was.
Moving money around.
And it's at the bottom.
You were bad at it. Don't believe us? I'll give you our public wallet addresses so you can see some of mine and Wes's crypto moves. Guys, but lowering long-term wealth isn't something you can do by yourself. That's just the truth, and we're not going to help you do it. We'll do it with you, but we're on the ride ourselves. But with Titan, you have a personal investment team. Researches and invest for you so you can aim to outperform the market. This is stuff that like the rich guys get from Goldman Sachs, but you don't have to be rich to get involved with Titan. All it takes is $100 to get started. You deposit your money, select which one of their portfolios you want to invest in, and then bam, they're bringing their knowledge, their expertly managed crypto portfolio. And we all know we should get in crypto. I'm a crypto stan, but who knows where to start?
It's unique too.
Titan does.
Like,
I'll be
where else
honest.
can you get a group crypto?
100%, absolutely. And crypto's impossible to keep up with, man. There's new coins every day. Kate literally makes fun of me sometimes because I'm trading my moonbeams, and I look today and there's actually a moonbeam coin, so I bought it. Titan didn't.
Jokes on her.
Take that, Kate.
Yeah, but my real investments in Titan, guys. Titan aims to grow your investments at 15% annually, net of fees, which is pretty good. You can double your wealth every 5 years. That's long-term cash, baby. So check out Titan if you want to aim to become the smartest, wealthiest investor you've ever been. Go to Titan, TITAN/factor, and you get $50 off when you invest with Titan. You must go to that specific URL though, or you will not get that $50. So don't just go to Titan and why didn't it work? It's titan.com/factor. Yeah, and they'll know that we sent you $50 off when you go to titan.com/factor. If you invested with Titan,
you do invest. So read the
it's hard. I'm invested with Titan, so this is a sponsored podcast. I'm a client of Titan, invested in the crypto portfolio. So just have to put that out there. Yeah, so
got to get the.
It's cool because you only need to put 100 in, and a lot of these, like whatever you want to call them, mutual funds or whatever, these type of things, you need to put like thousands of dollars to even get in. So you can start with Titan for $100 and get that $50.
That's right.
It's nice.
Build your portfolio.
That's right.
Stack it.
Get a portfolio.
Oh, speaking of which, it's my turn. Oh. Well, I was just doing the Titan. I was just so excited about Titan. I'm going to start my story with which one's worse. Okay. Sorry. And it's just 2 names I'm going to give you. This is going to be short. Ed Buck or Eileen Warnos. Which one's worse? And before you answer, for the listeners, if they don't know, quick summary. Ed Buck is the mega rich, here it is. Ed Buck is the mega rich mega donor to the Democratic Party who just got 30 years in jail for his role in several homeless people's deaths. Basically, what he would do is he would get young African-American, like down on their luck people, over to his house.
Guys.
He'd pay them to fuck him, and then he'd give them heavy drugs. So like he'd give them like hot shots essentially. And then they would
so much drugs they would overdose.
Yeah, these are people that are homeless, so they probably had a tolerance for drugs. This is how heavy the doses he was giving these people were. So all right, so that's Ed Buck, and then Eileen Warnos. Yeah.
Eileen Warnos, that hottie. I know her.
She was not a hottie.
So hot. There she is. And Eileen Warnos is one of the first ever caught female serial killers. They made that movie Monster, starring Charlize Theron, about her. She was also gay, which is just random that the both of them ended up being Ed Buck and her.
Gay
and she
for
was
dudes,
right? No, she was gay. Yeah. She was gay for women, but she was tricking Johns as a prostitute, and she was on the other end. So she was the actual prostitute, right? And she was getting Johns, and then when they would get in her car, she would shoot them in the head and take their money to support her and her lover. So which one's worse? Ed Buck or Eileen Warnos?
Ed Buck. I actually watched the Manhunter episode on Eileen Wuornos, and she actually had a soft side to her, even though she was killing all these men. But she was deeply in love and cared about her.
6 bullets
about
on
her
average
lesbian.
into the guy's heads and chest.
She had a soft side.
She got the death penalty. She got the death penalty. Ed Buck got 30 years.
Yeah,
I would say Eileen
Pool halls,
Wuornos
too.
is worse.
Yeah, she's got more victims.
Yeah. Okay.
More victims.
We're split.
Ed Buck is a torturer, though. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
I'd probably say the serial killer because she was like the more victims.
What if I were to tell you that someone took both of the What if I were to tell you someone took both of the worst characteristics of Ed Buck and Eileen Wuornos, and that's them? How about that?
They'd be worse then.
That would be worse, right?
Combining the two of them.
Let me play a quick clip and we'll talk about it after.
It's like the Indominus Rex.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember that prostitute from Queens that was accused of killing the chef from Cipriani? Well, now she has been sentenced to 30 years behind bars for drugging and killing 4 men, including that head chef of Cipriani Dolce. Angela Barini is her name. She pled guilty in August to charges that she gave fentanyl to multiple men and a date rape drug to Andrea Zamperoni in a scheme to rob them back in 2019. Mrs. Zamperoni was found dead in a motel in Elmhurst. Police say she tried to dispose of the body by wrapping it in a bleach-stained sheet and stuffing his body into a garbage bin.
Whoa.
Never had to blackmail, you know?
Yeah. So, attractive, then 40, now 43-year-old psychopath prostitute Angela Barini from Queens, New York, was just sentenced to 30 years in prison, the same amount of time that Ed Buck just got a month ago for drugging, killing, and robbing 4 of her Johns. Well, there are a lot of similarities between her and both Buck and Wuornos. She was arrested in 2019, like Buck, and just got her 30-year sentence, like Buck. She made her victims OD, like Buck. She was a prostitute, like Wuornos, and although her method of killing was different, she robbed her Johns after killing them, like Wuornos. So,
how'd you think get 30 years?
Yeah,
30 years seems light.
Well, I'll tell you why. And also, I feel bad for the former head chef of popular Italian restaurant Cipriani's Dolce at Grand Central Terminal, Andrea Zamperoni, because they literally singled him out in every article in that news clip 3 times, like you heard.
There were so many other Johns.
It was 3 Johns that they don't give any information on whatsoever, and then they slap this picture up of his bald ass and how good a chef he was, but he also fucks prostitutes and was killed.
Remember how Cipriani went downhill? Yeah, it's because the chef got killed by a prostitute.
Prostitutes got murdered by one.
God, love that prostitute. Fucking.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Cooking son of a
Sorry,
bitch.
the food's not coming out as fast as Cipriani as our chef was murdered.
Yeah,
he was great. But he had a real vice, you know.
Used to be so good over there.
Oh man, that's like when those those people overdosed on fentanyl in California, and they were dragging They were dragging some celebrity that one of them dated into it. I forget what it was.
The comedians and yeah. That was a bit similar. So Barini would get these guys pretty easily because she's a 10 in the prostitute world. Like she'd be a 6 in the escort world, but for night walkers, hard to beat Angela, right?
No, yeah, she's hot. I mean, she's hot like for the world, but I mean, you can tell she's on like lots of uppers.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that.
I bet she talks like this.
Oh yeah. Well, she's on a lot of drugs, like Will mentioned. You're an automatic 7 if you have most of your teeth and you're a prostitute, and she did. So she'd get these guys, and then she'd offer them drugs, as well as slip them date rape drugs sometimes, as you heard. And what she didn't tell them was that the drugs were basically just fentanyl. And then they died very quickly, and then she robbed them. All 4 victims were in 2019, so luckily they caught her because she was like committing a murder a month, like, and she's hot, so like had they not caught her, she really could have racked up a body count.
Fentanyl's such a problem. I mean, it's so easy to kill people with
in the wrong hands, like Angela's. So Angela's defense, Wes, why she got 30 years and she wanted less. Angela's defense was she had an awful childhood and that she herself was a huge drug addict. So she didn't know what she was doing. So I mean, couldn't help myself and give me a break type deal.
She got away with 4 murders for 30 years and they kind of went light on her with that.
Yep. Her sister wanted them to go lighter. Her sister saying the sentence is too harsh, saying, quote, I think what wasn't taken into account was that, of course, what happened was wrong, but the victims put themselves in there. They weren't saints. They went with her. They wanted to party and they wanted to do drugs with her and have sex. It wasn't like she put a gun to somebody's head and forced them to go with her. So, I mean,
she should have gotten 30 years for the downfall of Cipriani alone.
I know. Look at Cipriani's, by the way.
She's a murderer.
Cipriani Dolce's. This is one of the most famous restaurants in the world. It's in London. It's in Paris. It's in Tokyo. It's in New York. It's 4.1 stars in New York now.
They should be very.
They lost
happy
their Michelin stars because they lost their chef.
They lost everything.
Yeah.
They lost everything. I will say this. There are worse ways to go than fucking an attractive prostitute and doing fentanyl in a hotel room. Sounds like a top 1 ways to go for me. These guys were young and didn't, well, the one guy they'll talk about was young. We don't know about the other 3, but so these guys didn't want to go necessarily, but what if there were an offering the Angela Barini service to guys that are terminal or want quality want to qualify for assisted suicide.
Yeah.
That would be a great program.
Now, if you can sign up for it and it's all on the level and everybody and it, and we're all, that sounds like a nice
I think we can agree on that. Like assisted suicide's a tricky one. Like some people lean one way, some people lean the other. But I think if they offered the hot prostitute and fentanyl forever dreams package,
right? That's
everyone would get on board. Yeah.
Nobody's really presented that yet, and I think that somebody needs to put a bill out there.
The family would be on board.
I'd probably sign up today for the future.
Yeah, just get your date.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Lock it
Be
in.
a lot of dollars. a lot of lobby dollars.
Put a deposit down on that one.
Absolutely.
Order is really important when you're having that experience.
Yeah, probably the sex first.
Sex first,
then the fentanyl.
Yeah.
Sex first.
Oh yeah. It needs.
Then
to
you
be
lay
very
naked in
spelled
bed
out.
and you get like just a huge nose full of fentanyl.
That's what I like about Mark's proposal is that he's proposing to regulate.
It would be all on the level, exactly.
Make sure. I mean, it's a whole checklist.
This is not going to have like the armor girl running the show. Like this is going to be above board. Professionals.
I like that.
Yeah,
real professionals.
We're gonna hire the people that clean up dead bodies. The service, like the best one in town.
I bet there'd be like a competition
Yeah.
between the prostitutes to see if they could kill the John
Before the fentanyl?
drugs,
Yeah.
with their bodies,
Right,
just
with their vagina.
sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be a way to go.
Well,
Well,
that,
okay.
I mean, that
Natural.
would work too, Pat.
Talk
Yeah.
about natural.
I don't think the guy would complain that he missed the fentanyl part of the package.
Yeah.
If that's
He
the
was
case.
already
Fuck you
half
to death
dead.
first. Okay.
That's
Help me
the
save money on fentanyl.
That's
Using
the most
less.
natural way to
Just,
go. Actually,
just think about it. It's a good business plan. Just think about it.
going
it's
out,
brilliant, really.
Yeah.
going out while doing it is the most natural way.
Yep.
As natural as it gets.
Are we switching, Will, or
Yeah. Well,
are
what
we
do you guys? You guys want to? My last one is more of like it'll end on a mystery.
doing?
Let's end as depressing as possible. Let's keep it
Depressing as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, then pack your bags.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
And there is lots of global buzz in the hive today. So we're making 4 stops in Eurasia because this TikTok International Moment is also
Living on the edge of a lightning bolt, and I do not apologize for that.
Whoa.
That's right, a lightning round, fellas. Starting in Japan. For a story so unbelievable, even the subject is having a bit of a hard time with what he's done. Meet Akiko Kondo, 38, a quote-unquote fictosexual, which means that he's attracted to fictional characters and actually dating that Hatsune Miku doll you see him sitting there with, guys.
That's
a doll, or
that's not real. That's a picture. That's a picture.
hologram.
Yeah,
That's like
that's not
augmented reality.
physical. That's not a physical thing. That's a picture.
Oh, that's just a picture of her.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She's
I mean,
a hologram.
that's a hologram of her. It's not a. That's not a life-size doll. She's not Yuri. He's fucking a hologram.
Okay, well, he also has
fucking
several
the air.
dolls of
Trying
her
to.
throughout.
He
the
loves
house.
it when it gets humid.
Yeah.
He's got.
Right.
I mean, he's been worshiping her since 2008. So he's got tons of dolls. He's got another thing I'm going to show you in a second. That's a device that he wishes he still had. So yeah, Akiko Kondo, 38. He's a fictosexual, which means he's attracted to fictional characters.
I bet he wishes
And like
a
I
lot of
said-
things, like his brain was different. I said, I bet he wishes a lot of things, like that he wasn't him. That he wasn't him. You know.
He's having a lot of problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having more sex than us. I'll tell you that much. Now it's virtual.
Yeah.
He's having.
He's getting after it.
I'm not sure how much sex he's having. But sorry, fellas, he's not dating that doll or hologram, whichever was in that photo. He has both in his possession at his home. Sorry, they've been dating since 2008, and actually they've been married since 2018. The wedding cost Akiko over $17,000, and his family did not attend. But he was able to speak.
I'd say, yeah.
39 people did attend, but he was able to speak with Miku since 2017 and at the wedding using the Gatebox device. There it is, Mark. That's
there's the hologram. Okay.
We've we covered this guy. I remember this guy.
Yeah. He's been in the
same
news.
person. Yeah.
Yes, it is, Wes.
Yes.
He's constantly taking interviews about this. But unfortunately, guys, they stopped the support for that Gatebox device recently, and so it's no longer working. And so Akiko is doing a lot of interviews about it, and he's upset, but he says he's still in it. He's still in it for the long haul, but he's upset.
Can you put the picture of him back up? He's one of these jackasses that wears a t-shirt with graphics behind it on a white shirt. Really, you can see the fucking writing on his t-shirt like a schmuck.
He's a mess.
He's an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's aspiring to be Akiko, I don't think, but he says he's raising awareness about fictosexuals across. Apparently there's thousands in Japan. And many more.
How many times do you think he slapped that box when it went out first? Trying to get it back on.
Come back, Akiko.
A million?
Yeah. Akiko.
Where'd you go?
I mean, Akiko,
plugging it back in.
No.
You're right.
No.
And Akiko should just chill because, as we've covered on Hard Factor, like he's gonna have a Miku sex doll that's like so realistic, faster than he knows it. It's gonna be. Yeah. You're gonna be like in your 40s.
Yeah, you can get the blue hair thing.
Yeah,
the whole.
Yeah. All right, taking the storm west to China, and look, it's another old segment that's reappearing. What the hell, China? Where Chinese authorities have installed these robot barking COVID-0 instruction dogs all over the city of Shanghai. Here they are. Telling everybody, go inside, or we'll kill you.
Nope. Yeah, nope.
What the hell, China?
Does it have to sound like a giant insect when it walks?
Right, when it walks, yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy, man.
It's the creepiest thing imaginable. Apparently, their container ship backlog is so bad in Shanghai, it's going to disrupt the global supply chain through Christmas. On top of everything else, China, what the hell, China? Moving the storm further west. This one.
Good thing they're doing sex spider studies over there.
Yeah, idiots. At least they've got that going, right? But not much else. Moving the storm further west. This one was also submitted by several listeners to the Black Sea, where Russia has deployed a team of trained dolphins at the entrance of the Sevastopol harbor in Crimea. The Russian Navy has placed 2 floating pens. You can see them there, fellas, of dolphins right inside the seawall at their naval base there since the invasion of Ukraine began, and those dolphins have been waiting.
Now, why they do that, Will?
Well, they're used by both Russia and the USA to counter any dive operations at the harbor. So
it's just a dolphin like annoying you if you're diving.
Oh no, he'll probably try to kill you or do something. I'm sure he'll attempt to murder you if he could. Or like report to his boss that you're there. I don't know. But yeah.
Wes and I should be doing the Chicago Bulls attendee in the Jordan documentary.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, security guy.
Yeah, security.
Yeah, I love that guy.
To be fair to trained dolphins, they have been doing this for I think centuries. So the Ukrainians may be able to nail Russi's best battleship with a long-range Neptune missile with ease, but good luck getting past the trained dolphins for anything at all. You're not gonna happen. The Russians also have trained beluga whales in the Arctic Sea, as we covered before. Look at that one.
That's that picture of that ripped whale that's showing off his pecs. It's chest day for him.
Albino animal.
It's a beluga. That they also train those in Russia, as we've covered before on Hard Factor.
I don't buy that they train those, man.
They do.
Oh yeah, they do.
They've washed up in Norway with.
How? I get a dolphin.
Are smart.
They put like straps on it and stuff. Yeah.
You ever see the video of the beluga whale retrieving that woman's
on the show
cell phone that she drops in the water?
Whales are smart.
The whale like brings it back up to her, literally.
They literally
they think it was one of those trained ones.
evolved from elephants, which are a smart creature too. You know, elephants never forget. They're like advanced sea elephants.
They have like sonar in their fucking heads.
Yeah, they're awesome, and they're ripped, and they're banging after he's flexing in the sun. Then he's banging the beluga whale. That's awesome. Great. Just Google buff beluga, viral picture recently. Finally, to jolly old England, to London. I don't know. I'm not going to do a British accent. Where one conservative member of parliament has been accused by multiple female members of parliament in his own party of sexual harassment. And I know what you're thinking, but no, Madison Cawthorn didn't move to England on that flight with the gun the day that he had the shitcoin scam revealed. You know, it wasn't him.
He had a loaded gun at the airport.
He did. The second time, I think, he's had a loaded gun at the airport. But no, was not Madison. This is an unnamed Tory MP who had been accused by multiple female peers of openly watching pornography on his phone in the House of Commons chambers. Whoa.
That's incredible.
Dirty dog.
That guy doesn't give a fuck.
Just sitting there in Parliament watching
with his wig on
his phone.
I thought this was allowed.
I mean,
be honest with you.
Yeah, that's like an intimidation move for law enforcement.
That was allowed in Parliament.
Not in front of your female colleagues, Wes. That's and you definitely can't start stroking your cock, which I'm sure he was probably grabbing it. You know, he's probably making
Pat,
a lot of fidgeting.
he's not even watching the porn.
20 years ago,
he's
I bet.
making eye contact with people while the porn's playing out loud. Just
you know what this
them.
is.
Yeah,
you know what this is on this phone.
Somebody sees him and he turns
legs
it
up.
How does this make you feel?
Nigel.
Yeah. Well, unnamed so far, but probably
upset,
not.
I bet.
Nigel.
He is British.
Yeah.
Dirty
Come
dog.
on, Nigel.
Well, you know what's funny about Parliament? It's like a representative. It's like a rep.
Yeah.
So it's great if you ever watch a parliamentary proceeding, they have like, you know, obviously the Brits, the Scots, the Welsh, and the Northern Irish, and it's just really some different countries when you see them all together with their accents. And I have a feeling, I don't know, this guy's probably Scottish, judging by what I've seen from the Scottish MPs.
Wow, I don't know.
They're dirty. They're a dirty group.
He's in the Conservative Party. Pat,
Welsh.
Could be Welsh. You know the Welsh better than I. Are they dirty? They nasty.
The Welsh
God,
like sex.
They're fun, but they're fucking disgusting.
Yeah, they're gonna bang a lot.
Go to a Welsh bar at night. A lot of darts. Put that way. A lot of darts.
They like sex over there on the British Isles. And this guy is a dirty dog, whoever he is. But he's not alone, as you guys are pointing out. Recently dismissed member of Parliament Imran Khan was done in for sexual assault, and 56 other British MPs are currently under investigation for sexual misconduct claims. You add Boris's Partygate on top of all that, and I think Madison Cawthorn probably is thinking about moving to London after it doesn't work out in DC.
Fit right in. Yeah.
Damn. We're going to get some more information about this guy. I can't wait.
Oh, Nigel's in trouble. We'll find out more. Yeah.
Oh, no, they've already said whoever it's going to be named and their career's over. They're just hoping that they resign first. So it'll maybe even come out today.
Maybe we'll get a nice apology statement in front of some cameras.
What if there were multiple guys doing it and like multiple people like resign? They're like, oh,
yeah, he's gonna take other people down with him.
Yeah, someone else resigns because they thought it was like we know who was playing porn, so you better resign. Five guys resign.
Aside from this, 56 other active investigations.
Here?
So
it's
awesome. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to actually stay international for the last story of the day. And you guys, it's no secret that I am a smoker. I wasn't even really a full-time smoker until rehab either. Go figure. But I needed advice. I even have a highly successful series on social media centered around smoking called #Power of Cigs. Ever heard of it?
Yes.
But even I know when it's appropriate to light up and when it's time to be miserable. For example, I have never lit up at a doctor's office or inside a school. I watch old movies and see people, including doctors, smoking and think to myself, man, those were the good old days. But it's not the 60s anymore, all because a few wet blankets complain about their own health. Now we can't enjoy cigs on planes anymore. You know how much more enjoyable flights would be if you could light up? I mean, time would fly by. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this picture from the 60s.
Yeah, amazing.
It's a man who is getting his ear talked off by an old lady next to him, but does he care? No, because he's got a nice cigarette in his hand. No amount of talking can.
And then they're dressed.
Imagine this. These days, you'd have your choice. You could smoke a joint or a cig.
Oh,
buddy.
Delightful.
Yeah,
that would be a fun ride.
That's delightful.
Right. Nowadays, everyone just Yeah.
Yeah. So
Everyone just
back
puts
in the day,
headphones
the
on,
Doctors are ashing, like surgeons
yeah.
are ashing in the open wounds. They're like
talking
before
about
they
your
sew-
pregnancy
before
while
they
they
sew
smoke in
you up.
front of
They're
you.
just ashing in you.
Yeah. Yeah. He's doing about 3 weeks. Yeah.
This will make it a bit stronger. This will help it recover a little better.
Yeah. Nowadays, everyone just sits there and
I mean, sprinkle some ashes in there.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, we can sum up now.
Yeah, the world would be a lot better if everyone could just enjoy a nice cigarette on the plane together. And I guess that was the philosophy of that pilot Mohammed Saeed Shokhair had, who used to fly for Egyptian Air. And I say used to because he, along with 65 other people on board his Egypt Air flight from Paris to Cairo, all tragically died on May 19th, 2016, because as we have just learned, Mohammed said, you know what would make this trip a lot more enjoyable? A cigarette. So he did what we all expect pilots to do behind those closed doors, which is smoke cigs, as well as do lines, get blowjobs.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
I'm
always
expecting
assumed
so
they're
many
drinking scotch up
BJs.
there.
Yeah.
Fly the
absolutely.
plane.
Well, they were back in the day.
Fly the plane.
In the 60s, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
We don't know if those last two were involved in this incident, but we now know that the cigarette Muhammad was enjoying was the cause of this entire Airbus A320, which is the Airbus model that rivals the Boeing 747. Huge plane. That cigarette is the reason the plane went down.
Jeez,
And
they're
not
they're lucky it wasn't more than 66 people. That's a big
no
plane.
shit. That plane can hold at least
Yeah.
like 180 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it was like a
It's
third
tragic,
full.
but
Very tragic.
Yeah.
Horrible.
But that cigarette is the reason the plane went down, not a terrorist attack, as was originally reported by Egypt Air, perhaps trying to cover up what really happened. And Muhammad, Muhammad with the cigarette in the cockpit, right? So no, the terrorist was actually named Muhammad, as many are. I kid. And his addiction
I
to
can
nicotine.
see why they got confused.
And a good time. You don't like that one?
Classic switcheroo. It happens all the time.
I can see why they got confused.
Yeah.
Pilot's name is Muhammad. Case closed.
Right,
Terrorist.
very confusing.
Yeah.
Very confusing. Yeah. And get this: at the time in 2016, pilots were allowed to smoke on Egypt Air. All the way up to 2016, you were allowed to puff a cig.
This was probably
in the cockpit. Yeah, this was the last straw.
Yeah.
So what happened? Well, a faulty oxygen mask, which was fixed just 3 days before, was accidentally left on some emergency setting, which led to some leaks. And in March 2022, BEA, I guess the British Aviation Administration or something,
That's so
released,
unlucky.
Yeah, they released a report that the oxygen had leaked from the pilot's oxygen mask in the cockpit shortly before the crash, based on black box data that captured the sound of oxygen hissing.
Right.
So leaking oxygen.
This is very similar to rust.
Can't smell it.
Yeah. Leaking
Similar-
oxygen
similar to
combined with
what-
Muhammad's cigarette, and a combustion fire started, and eventually the whole fucking plane went down the Mediterranean
man.
Sea.
Yeah. This is
Crazy.
just like rust. Like Muhammad didn't think he was breaking
Yeah.
a rule, and some
Very
He wasn't.
negligent.
lackadaisical.
Well, yeah, technically he wasn't.
It's a little
he
bit
smoked
different than rust.
Fixer
It's an
guy
Egyptian
lets-
pilot smoking on a plane. I mean,
that he was allowed to do.
He was allowed to do
you
it.
You know what it reminds me
Yeah.
of a little bit.
it's not
you
that.
know,
surpri-
you know how
and then
we've all
but
done
the-
this a
but if the
thousand
oxygen
times.
hadn't been leaking, everything would have been fine.
Well, you know what we've all done 1,000 times, which is risky, is like smoke near a gas station, at a gas station. It's like you're not supposed to do that. You usually get away with it. This is that scenario where, like, if there's a gas leak that you can't smell in the gas station, you can blow it up when you flick your cigarette or whatever. This is kind of like that scenario. Like,
Yeah,
99% chance you're not going to blow up a gas station.
It was the idiot who fixed the oxygen mask's real fault, but
Right.
also
That was
Egypt
like
Air
the
for allowing
armorer.
cigarettes till 2016 in the cockpits.
It's an Egyptian pilot, Wes. This is part of their culture. Smoking.
No, I get it, Pat. I know.
They were
That's
allowed
each-
to do it. They were
He was
allowed
fine.
to smoke in the cockpit.
Yeah, it was totally legal until they changed the rule because Muhammad
broke
killed
no
66
rules.
people.
Yeah.
But it was a tragedy. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, that's right. So that was not a power of Cigs.
Let's
but,
bring up the wheel.
Yeah, let's bring up the wheel. What? What's funny?
Ended just in a horrible note.
Oh yeah.
And on that note,
Love you guys.
enjoy
All right, bye.
your 8 to 10 hour workday.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting the pantsuit off him, by the way, Egypt Air.
Bet they are.
Oh man! All right, here we go. Cup of coffee in the big time tomorrow. It's gonna be. We'll run it back. We pat
Run
again.
it back.
Oh. TikTok international moment.
Wesley.
It's gonna be Wes. Ooh,
Been wanting TikTok
on voicemail
Wesley.
and reviews.
Nice.
Who's it gonna be?
Oh shit. That's right. There's one more. That's me. That's a me. That's easy. It's easy now that we've got the West system. No problem with the voicemail.
Boom. All right, that's what it's gonna be.
And we might have a new update on voicemails that we'll talk about.
That's right.
Too.
That's right.
New format. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
All right. That's going to do it for today. We will see you tomorrow. But most importantly,
have a great flight.
Yeah, have a great flight. We love you. We appreciate you. And have a great fucking day.